Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our podcast. So, we have with us an Ayurveda doctor, a specialist, a surgeon, Dr. Nirupama Bhat. Thank you for being and thank you for joining us today. Ma'am has been practicing in Ayurveda, specializing in Ayurveda since 8 years. She's an MS surgeon and she's the best person who can guide us in terms of Ayurvedic knowledge and something that most of us need right now. And mainly, we'll focus around toxicity and how we can detoxify our body. So, let us get on with it and gain as much as we can from ma'am. So, ma'am, I'll just get on to it that how do our bodies get so much toxicity? And according to Ayurveda, like naturally, how does the body get affected? Like, what are the main reactions in the body that happen?
Yeah, basically, before getting into the topic itself, I want to, discuss what is toxicity first. So, in Ayurveda, we call it as ama. That is nothing but, undigested material which is accumulating or which is storing up on a daily basis in our body. Which can basically, accumulate in anywhere in the body, like maybe in the joints or maybe in the gut or maybe in your nervous system or maybe in major arteries. Basically it can stick anywhere. So this is what we call as ama, accumulation of toxic material or accumulation of undigested material. So this undigested material is basically very thick, very heavy, or very slimy or very sticky, which can clog anything, which can clog your brain activity, or which can clog your major arteries, which can stick to your gut intestine and hamper all the functions basically. So as per your question, basic cause of accumulation of undigested material is, it is low digestive fire. That's the reason, that's the basic reason why we accumulate these toxins in our body. So toxins are nothing but here undigested material which is not eliminating from the body, right? So that is what is converted into toxins and accumulates in different parts of body and causes disease thereby. So this major reason for this accumulation of toxin is lack of digestive fire or compromised digestive fire. So that's the reason why we accumulate toxins on a daily basis. And how much, the amount of accumulation of toxin material is again depending on your capacity of digestion. If it is slow, it will accumulate on a daily basis. If it is, if the digestion is the digestive capacity, if it is not regularly affected, again it will not accumulate much. So if on a regular basis, if you are having low digestive fire or if you are having a compromised digestive capacity, definitely there will be accumulation of toxins on a daily basis in different parts of body.
All right. So, the doctor, like IBV, like people get IBS, like there is like bowel irritation and all of these syndromes that happen. So, does that really mean that there is accumulation of dirt in the gut, and then that gut and the ruined, constipated bowel movement is leading to toxicity in the body, right? So it's mainly related to the diet and how like things are getting digested and then ingested out of the body. Like, is it that?
Yes.
Like that's the process?
Yes. See, the effect of this, the undigested material or toxins can be, it can be mild or it can be seen as a very mild symptoms, and it can go up to severe symptoms. So what happens, as I mentioned before, there will be accumulation of this toxic material anywhere in the body, right? So if it is accumulating in your gut, as you mentioned, there may be several symptoms. There may be warning symptoms in the initial period, then there will be aggravated or advanced symptoms in different systems if there is accumulation in that particular system. So what happens if there is accumulation of these toxic materials in your gut? Starting from your loss of appetite till you get the constipation, there may be several symptoms. There may be loss of appetite, there may be too much of bloating, or there may be too much of burping, or too much of sour belching or constipation, diarrhea sometimes, or if there is accumulation of toxic material in nervous system, again there will be sleep disturbances, again there will be reduced cognitive functions, or any kinds of mental irritation, mental fatigue. All these are all these can be seen when it accumulates in your nervous system. In the same way, if it is accumulating in your skin, so you can see allergic rashes, you can see pimple, you can see pustules or pus filled pimples, or you can also see dry patches you can see over the skin. Many kinds of symptoms you can see in your skin. So this is not only because of your diet. Always remember that accumulation of toxins is not just because of the wrong diet. It can be because of wrong lifestyle. It can be because of sleep disturbances, or it can be because of lack of physical activity. All this together leading to accumulation of toxins, not just the diet.
What you mentioned is really pertinent because we mostly focus on being healthy, and being healthy refers to or goes sidelined with just diet. People think that it having good diet, healthy food, that means everything is getting healthier and body is getting pure and everything is getting detoxified. But there's more to it. You have to handle your sleep cycle and your stress levels, and even lifestyle patterns, and more to just the diet, more than that. Yeah. Also, like, ma'am, we
Exactly.
discussed the problem, but like, what are the solutions? And mainly, like, I've heard that in Ayurveda you have Panchakarma. So, most of the people I know are oblivious of this term Panchakarma, and they don't know the value of this. But I've heard and I've read about it that it can do wonders for the human body, and cleanse our system, and that can lead to better functioning of the body and our lifestyle in general. So, can you please enlighten us about what is Panchakarma, and how does it work? And especially like a lay person who doesn't understand much about Ayurveda can just practice it at home or do it in a easiest manner possible. So, can you please guide us through that process?
Yeah, basically, Panchakarma is, as the name itself says, Panchakarma is nothing but, five very important purificatory methods which are mentioned in Ayurveda, which is a part of, Ayurveda treatment. And we have different departments for Panchakarma itself. So this Panchakarma includes five purificatory procedures, where it is, one is emesis treatment, what we call as Vamana, and the other one is Virechana, that is purgation treatment, where we are eliminating all the toxins through anal route, rectal route. Wherein emesis or Vamana, we are eradicating all the toxic material from oral route. That is nothing but emesis treatment. So the other one is, the third one is Nasyam, that is nasal instillation of medicated drops, where it specifically removes toxins from head and neck region. And two other types of Panchakarma are two types of enema, that is again treating with the eradication of disease from lower aspect of the body, that is from intestine.
Okay.
So as I mentioned, all these purificatory procedures are to be followed under the guidance of a certified Ayurveda doctor, preferably Panchakarma specialist, a doctor who is specifically done MS or MD in Panchakarma. So it is Ayurveda is not a magic, or it is not a non-scientific one. It is a scientific one, more evidence based. So always I recommend not to take any Panchakarma treatment on your own, or just because your friend told, or just because your relative told. Not to do that at your home on your own, because all these procedures are to be done under the guidance of a qualified doctor. There may be some complications, there may be some procedures, particular do's and don'ts in Panchakarma. It should be followed. If it is not followed, definitely it will cause some or the other adverse effects. Don't think that Ayurveda is not having any side effects. Unless it is done properly, unless it is done in a right way, unless it is done under proper guidance, it is not having any side effects.
This
If
is
you have,
very
if you are,
important to note, I think, because like people in the name of Ayurveda might get way too much information from various sources, but then you have to filter out what is really relevant and practice it exactly how it should be practiced, because otherwise the harm can also be there. Like,
exactly. See, like in all other signs, how a person takes the consultation, person takes the guidance of a doctor, and then go for treatment. Whether it is surgery, whether it is any minor procedure for that matter, right? Same in Ayurveda also. It is a scientific one. Same in Ayurveda also. You have to take the consultation of a doctor. You have to take the guidance. Then see, it is not like a package. Panchakarma is not like a package of 10 days, 15 days like that. It is basically individualized. It is individualized for your disease, for your strength, for your body type, for your stage of disease. Same disease in different stages are indicated for different types of panchakarma, not just the one. So I strictly advise not to take any panchakarma on your own at your home. Okay, so don't think that herbal medicines
Google your
are
doctor and like follow what Dr. Google says. Go to a
exactly,
specialist,
exactly,
go to someone who specializes in this, find a good Ayurveda doctor, and then like follow the instructions properly. Just like we do other sciences, other like everything has a proper time and dosage and medium, how to supply it to the body.
exactly.
That has to be taken.
Even each panchakarma procedure is having a procedural preparations, and post procedural do's and don'ts. So everything should be followed in order. Everything should be followed very strictly. So you can't just do whatever you want soon after taking panchakarma. You can't switch to normal diets immediately after the day of panchakarma. Okay. So there are, even after taking panchakarma, you have to be under restricted diet, what we call as pathyam in Ayurveda. So it should be followed, because soon after the panchakarma there will be low digestive fire, the normal digestive fire, because of this procedure it will be lowered. So to regain it, what you have to do, the person should slowly start having normal diet. That is what is called as samsarjana karma in Ayurveda. It should be followed very strictly under the guidance of a doctor. So I request everyone not to take any panchakarma on your own. It is not just like a home remedy, or it is not a vague thing to start on your own. So better prefer, even if you are doing simple procedures like Abhyanga Sveda, that is massage and sedation therapy, you seek the advice of your doctor. That is what I advise.
Great. So, doctor, like just to like give a scenario to people, like a brief, like about it. Suppose Mr. A wants to get Panchakarma done because there is, he wants to go that route because he's feeling that kind of toxicity within himself, and body has been reacting badly for a longer period of time. So one can go to a doctor, like an Ayurvedic specialist, then ask the doctor, and is it like a very lengthy process most of the time and very time consuming? Because usually around Ayurveda, people have a lot of apprehensions and myths, because people are more, inclined towards going to allopathic treatments, and they feel that it's easier and there's so much of information available. Just go to the physician and they'll give you so many medicines and it's easy. But even a procedure like Panchakarma, is it going to be very tedious? Is it something very easily that can be done? You just have some sittings, or like how does like a basic procedure go?
See, basically, panchakarma is, as I mentioned, it is very important treatment, and it is a major treatment. So basically, we decide panchakarma based on the quantity of accumulation of biophysical energies. That is what we call as doshas, vata, pitta, kapha, or let's say toxins in our body. If there is too much of accumulation of toxins in our body, we definitely advise panchakarma. It's not like, every disease needs panchakarma. It's not like that. See, based on the stage of disease, based on the strength of the person, based on strength of digestive fire, we decide whether this person can undergo panchakarma or not. It is not just a common treatment where we decide it for everyone. It's not like that. Basically, if the person is having very less accumulation of toxins, we can, eliminate the toxins with the help of correcting diet, correcting lifestyle, and giving some oral medication itself. That will be enough. Okay, if we see that there is too much of accumulation of toxins, if we see the need for panchakarma treatment, definitely person has to undergo the complete procedure as we say. And basically panchakarma, again I said, it has got its own limitations, its own diet restrictions, everything. So it should be followed very strictly. If person wants some effect, if person wants to get rid of all the toxins, definitely they have to be dedicated towards
Patient,
the treatment. And definitely and patient. Yes. And it's not like a tedious process. Okay, based on different procedures, it is having different time duration. It takes different time duration. If it is MSS treatment, again it takes 7 to 15 days. If it is a purgative treatment, it takes 4 to 7 days. If it is enema treatment, it takes, there is a course again, 15 days, 7 days, 21 days, like that, based on the amount of accumulation of toxins in the body. Okay, it does not mean that all the procedures are very tedious. Some procedures, if the person really needs the panchakarma, if there is too much of accumulation of toxins, definitely it takes its own time to heal. So the person has to undergo the treatment very, very strictly as per the procedure. Yeah, there is no magic, there is no quick fixing in Ayurveda. Specifically when there is too much of toxins.
And also,
when there is like less.
Also when you're getting to the root cause of something, I'm sure
Exactly.
that natural ways of healing take their own time. You just have to be patient and diligent in the process. You have to have faith in it mainly. Yeah.
Exactly. As you mentioned, we are eliminating the root itself, root cause of the of the disease, of the reason where the person is accumulating toxins. So when we want to address the root itself, definitely it takes little longer time, right? So it's not like Ayurveda is very slow, or Ayurveda is not having a quick relief. It's not like that. I always say my patient, Ayurveda is actually not slow. People's approach towards Ayurveda is very slow. No, actually, because they try all the medicines, all systems, they try all allied system. Then later, when they don't get the relief, then finally they will come to Ayurveda. So, rather than doing that, if you approach first Ayurveda at the first place, definitely you will get the quick relief. There is nothing called as slow, or there is nothing called as delayed effect. All that. It's the person who, if the person approaches soon, they will get the quick relief.
And also, like, I feel that people need instant validation, instant results, and instant gratification. People are not used to of mostly being patient over time and then see results. That's what we have been educated and programmed to do and believe in. So that instant result thinking then leads to allopathic treatments more, and then people start feeling like, oh, I have a headache, let me take a pill and then it's better. But here you are just suppressing the symptom. You're not really healing your body, and going to the natural ways and believing in Ayurveda and our science and the root cause of getting rid of everything that's going wrong within you is where the true essence of being healthy lies, I feel. Like, if you need to get healthy as a person, then you have to be patient with the process. It's not going to be a 1-day thing or a 2-day thing.
Exactly.
Last question, ma'am. It has been wonderful hearing you today, because Panchakarma and to know about it. And I'm sure that after listening to this and watching this video, most of the people who are not aware of Panchakarma will go deeper. And even the people who are aware of it should start consulting and think of consulting doctors where they can get towards this medium rather than going to the allopathic side or the temporary side of things. And just one last bit that are there certain tips you would like to give to women in general, because this podcast is for women, to maintain, their reproductive health, their hormonal balance in general by ways of Ayurveda, if they can adapt certain practices in the morning or just a night routine or morning routine, which you would suggest? Two, three
Okay.
practices. Yeah.
Yeah. See, as per Ayurveda, I speak more about Ayurveda because, everything, maybe the health, maybe the disease, everything is, basically because of imbalance of three biophysical energies as per Ayurveda. So if you want good health, you should really, consider focusing on balance of all these three biophysical energies. So imbalance in this biophysical energy is nothing but disease. So not just the diet, not just the physical activity, not just doing some home remedies will serve this purpose. So what you have to do, you have to be consistent in what you are doing, and you should inculcate that as a habit of living. So I would like to suggest few tips just to avoid accumulation of toxins in your body, especially for ladies.
Yeah.
You can start. Yeah, you can start doing fasting once in 15 days, which is wonderful for our body, which is having amazing health benefits. I'm not asking you to be nil oral throughout the day. You just reduce the quantity of intake of food just for 1 day in 15 days. Upavasa, what we call it as upavasa in Ayurveda, it is nothing but fasting. Nowadays you might have heard intermittent fasting has become a trend, right? So yeah, nowadays people are turning more towards intermittent fasting. So I'm not asking you to be nil oral for 24 hours like that. I'm just asking you to reduce the quantity of intake of food just for 1 day. That itself gives you the relief, that itself gives some rest to your gut, where that same energy will be utilized for correcting or repairing the damaged cells in your gut. So that is one very wonderful practice you can just start doing once in 15 days. Just take very light food, very easily digestible, maybe khichdi, maybe salads, or maybe some liquid diet just for a day. Yeah, based on, I'm not advising fruit diet completely, because Ayurveda won't advise fruit, particularly fruit throughout the day. So that may aggravate the kapha inside. So I advise you taking very freshly prepared, light, hot, easily digestible food for a day, at least once in 15 days. That itself will give you more strength to repair your gut. See, we know that this gut is our second brain, right? So how the brain is controlling all the activities of our body, the same way gut is controlling our health. So whatever, maybe maybe the person is having mental illness or the somatic or bodily illness, everything is because of the gut. So it is nothing but mirror of ourselves. So you have to really consider taking good care of your gut. So that is one practice you can start doing. And other practices, having this pepper and shunti, that is ginger powder, mixed with first 2-3 bowls of food along with some ghee, because this pepper and ginger, these two are which increases your digestive fire and thereby reducing the accumulation of toxins. See, I told you this accumulation of toxin is nothing but the accumulation of undigested material. Whatever we intake, some part will get digested, some part will get absorbed after digestion, and some part will not get digested because of the compromised digestive fire. So this undigested material itself is a toxin. So what you have to do, you have to improve your digestive fire itself. Thereby, there is no accumulation of undigested material. So you can start having ginger powder and pepper powder, very, very mild quantity, along with the first 2-3 bolus of your food, along with ghee. So this, aggravates, or this fires up your digestive capacity, and thereby stop the accumulation of this
And
undigested
this has to
material.
be taken empty stomach, or like early in
Yeah,
the
that's what. With the first 2-3 bolus of your food,
okay.
it can be mixed with the food and taken.
Oh,
Or person can also do one more thing. You can sip hot water once in a half an hour, not gulping too much of hot water. Just sipping hot water, 3-4 sips of hot water. You can take once in half an hour, or once in once in an hour. You can sip the hot water. That is a very basic technique what we have to practice on a daily basis. That will cleanse your gut. That will remove all the toxins, and thereby definitely it lights up your digestive fire. So that is one practice, and other one is being more active throughout the day. What I suggest is breathing deep, eating very healthy, light, and moving the most. That is what will lead to less accumulation of toxins. So that one habit, moving the most, or doing some kind of physical activity. Maybe it is simple walking, maybe it is simple stretching, for that matter. If the person is too much busy, if you don't get the time, you can just start with a simple stretching for 20 minutes. 20 minutes anyone can take out for themselves, right? So 20 minutes of light.
The worst enemy for especially the millennials and people our generation is like the sedentary lifestyle. People are so accustomed to, even like professionally, it's mainly about just sitting at one place, working all day, or just sitting in the comforts of your home, especially with work from home and other areas. Like people are just into like sitting at one place and then just working, and so lifestyle has become very sedentary, and I think this is one
Exactly.
of the main reasons why so much of health issues have come up.
Yeah, that's what. These 3 to 4 tips I would like to give you guys. That just move most, breathe deep, and eat very light, and do fasting once in 15 days, and you can start having ginger and pepper uh, powder, or ginger juice along with hot water, or sipping hot water. And very importantly, avoiding all incompatible food. That is one more aspect I wanted to mention here. See, having untimely food, having too much of food, overeating, overthinking, sleep disturbances, and very importantly, incompatible food is the main culprit here. So avoid all incompatible or bad combinations of food. You can check out my post. It's there in Instagram. I have made a separate post for incompatibility. So you can just avoid all this incompatible combination, and thereby reduce the accumulation of toxins.
That's amazing, ma'am. I will share the link of your profile, and I'm sure, like everyone who's watching and hearing this, that you have been incredible in everything that you've shared, because panchakarma, toxicity, gut healing, and all the major tips that you've given, which women can adapt generally in their lifestyle and make it a part of their lifestyle, can, I'm sure, in the longer run, lead to great results, and a very good and healthy body and mind. So I think that's the aim for all of us. Thank you so much. More power to doctors like you who are incredible and amazing in spreading Ayurveda and Ayurvedic knowledge, which is the true science from India. And even our generation, people of coming generations, should adapt this more and more. Thank you, ma'am, for doing this.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting.
Thank you.